Thank you. Zoom link should be up. I'll tweet it
It's
on Speed.
impressive.
Tweet it on the Go Get That socials.
Yeah, I've got the Instagram.
Sweet. I'll share it. I'm amazed by that. Human. Impressive.
Smile, Jordan.
You got Twitter too, Dan?
Yeah, I can do that in a second.
You didn't even get a picture of me smiling, Dem.
Yes.
Can you tag me in it so I can share it?
Yeah, I just mentioned you.
Sorry.
No, you're good. I
Thanks
don't know.
for Ryan's comment on the.
You got my bad side.
No, it's got Putter Boy.
Does that putter boy? That's what really matters at the end of the day.
All right, I'm good to go. Got my big black coffee in hand as well to get me through the evening. Unfortunately, didn't have another option besides Starbucks. Woke, whatever. Done. I literally asked them. I was like, "Yeah, can I just have a black cold brew?" I wanted it black. Like they were like, what do you want in it?" Like,
Can't share this.
was I frozen or were you frozen?
I think you were frozen.
Oh, did you hear me? Or
I
just my,
heard you wanted black.
yeah, they were
Cold
shocked.
brew.
They were shocked that like I wanted it black. Like they couldn't fathom it. Like they were
A
like,
lot of
well,
people drink coffee black. Makes
they
no
were like,
sense.
well, probably not people who go to Starbucks, but I couldn't.
Starbucks.
Like, what sweeteners do you want in it? And I'm like, it's 7 o'clock in the evening. I just need a black coffee to get me through the rest of the night.
That's
Uh,
hilarious.
hello, Matthew Quinn. All right, I'm good to go.
Pull this chat up. Jordan, can you have you do I need to do something else for you to repost it?
I screenshotted it. It's all good.
Oh, okay.
If
Interesting.
people see it, they could always go to the podcast
Did,
story
did
and click the direct
you
link.
mention me? I'll repost.
Do you want to be mentioned?
I'll do it. I can do it.
I'll add a
Do you
mention.
want to be mentioned?
Which one? Speed Legion?
Yeah.
Mention poor Xander tracker. At least Spieth is playing.
Doesn't mean it's going to play well.
Yes, very true.
Sometimes better to not play if you're going to play poorly.
Well said.
Bob, I love the
Well
hat.
said.
I didn't pick one of those up, but I freaking love that
I
hat.
will appreciate that as well. I could tell. I was wearing the same one as him yesterday, which was the Aces.
Yeah, the one you're wearing right now is phenomenal.
It is a good hat. It's some of Under Armour's best work, to be honest. The hat today wasn't bad, I will say.
From
I don't,
Spieth?
I don't, no, yeah, from Spieth. Of all the Under Armour hats that are wording, I like that one the most. But all right, we shall
The
go.
chat, some beef in the chat right now. Wow.
Which chat?
The Twitter
Shocked.
chat.
All right.
Oh,
Yep. Do you
I'm
have?
ready.
Let me see.
Well, no, I don't.
Uh,
That is unbelievable. All right.
blocking the AT&T logo. There we go.
It's
Giving
not
you
AT&T week anymore.
underway, or else I might fall asleep.
No, we need you
Ready?
today. Your eyes and ears on the ground. Yeah.
Good evening. Welcome to live episode number 137 of the Go Get That podcast. Camera real quick. We are previewing the Waste Management Phoenix Open that I've been on site for all week. Always one of the best events of the year. For me personally, and what a lot of people call on tour, maybe the Billy Horschels and the Zach Johnsons of the world don't agree, but Billy Horschel came back, so that's on him.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, it's been a fun week so far. It's been a long week so far. We have in about 12 hours until I'm right back on site watching the range session, getting ready for a round one thrust, hoping for inside of 5 shots of the lead.
Is it, you think it's doable based on what you've seen so far?
Do I think it's until I'm right back on site? Whoa. That's a good question. I've seen him play 10 holes. He played 9 yesterday. I didn't catch up with him till 18. And then he played 9 today, and I watched all 9. There's he hit two I don't even know how to describe. He hit a bad shot on 8 into 8, which is the hardest hole on the course, so that's not surprising. But I'll set the over under there at 3.5 over for the week on that hole.
No bogeys
That's
on
fine.
Wednesdays
That's
though.
fine. That hole's gonna play tough for everyone. Is the live stream still working? My thing is like weird, but it looks like it is, so that's good. Yeah, he hit I don't even know how to describe the shot that he hit on 3 today out of the bunker. He had an okay drive. It just didn't cut. It went to the bunker, and he's been hitting mostly draws this week. So there's that. Uh,
Interesting.
and he just left the face open on a 3-wood and hit it into the houses. So
Did he hit a house?
uh, probably. I don't
I
really
mean,
see how it could have avoided the houses. It was pretty
Why you
much
get homeowners insurance?
yes. Hopefully that that could
I
hurt
mean,
his policy.
you expect to need that when the amateurs and the normal, play, not during the professional tournament, but
Yeah, yeah, no,
it happens. It happens.
yeah.
I mean,
I
those houses are
don't
pretty
believe
far
I
right
saw
on three.
Speed's. I don't believe I saw Speed's team hit a ball into the houses today. So only ball in the houses was from yours truly. But regardless, his distance control with his irons has been really good from what I've seen, which is nice. Online, not so much. It feels like it's all like his good shots are 15, 20 feet left or right of the pin, which isn't the end of the world, but it's tough when your
Nope.
good shots are 20 feet. That's what's going to be the challenge this week for him, I think. I was telling Dan this before. I just don't think he's very sharp right now, which is not necessarily the end of the world. Again, he is still if the problem is sharpness, like that's something we'll take. Is that something that is rust? But what we saw last week was not rust, I don't think. I don't think that was not being sharp. He had some bad tee shots, but I do like that he missed the green on 7, but it was short left and like puttable. And on the other par 3, he hit it to 20 feet. So that's good.
Nice.
Par 3s were tough last week. To say the
Improvement.
least. What?
I said improvement.
Yeah,
Something to be
yeah, no.
proud of.
If he plays the par 3s like he did today all week, he'll probably be fine. Uh, His scoring is all going to come down to par 5s.
Yeah.
Like this is kind of one of those courses that you win by playing the par 5s and 9, 10 under par. Like this is a pretty difficult golf course if you take away the par 5s. Um,
That's a good point you made. Yeah. Probably
like
it
the
plays
par
over par.
4s and par 3s are very tough. 17 is not an easy hole, even though it's short. So there's really not a free birdie out there besides the par 5s. So you really have to essentially birdie almost all of the par 5s. So that would be the key. Again, he didn't really give me much of. I've only seen him play one par 5, and it was a window breaker. So that's really all the evidence I have. Driver was good today, I'd say. The misses were very contained, and he probably hit 5 or 6 fairways. He probably only missed 1 or 2, and they were not that far off. So that's good.
Nice.
That's good. He was hitting a nice, like he was moving the ball both ways off the tee, which is
Was
weird.
Cameron out there?
No, no, no.
No,
Ooh, maybe
no
that's why the
McCormick.
play was half decent.
No, come on.
Yeah, no, it was it is nice when Cam's not out there though, because I
I
think that
agree.
Yeah,
shows
I
that
don't disagree.
I think that
I don't
shows
think
that
Cam's the
he's
problem.
not
I
technically trying
agree.
to figure things out on the golf course. But then again, there's no bogeys on Wednesdays, so
Right. Well
Well,
said.
when you're playing, just hypothetically, when you're playing Oakmont come June, and you are not fully in it, McCormick ain't out there. He's got to figure it out on himself how he can keep it in play, if he's got a miss, where the proper misses are. And that's why I think that's the thing with Cam that gets frustrating is whenever you see him on live from, Cam's always like right behind him. Like that's not how it is come tournament play. Like when you're off, the best in the world. I mean, Scotty's never off, but like anyone else, when they're off, like they got to be able to manage their way around the golf course.
Mhm.
And I think it's a good test when Cam's not out there. You got to think, Spieth's got to think like, what in the swing can I control? Which I feel like when
I will
Cam's
say
always
this.
out there, he's always looking for feedback. You got to have your own
I
feedback.
think the swing looks much more confident the last 2 days than it did Monday.
That's awesome.
Monday
Love
looked
the
like
sound of
it
that.
was multiple motions. It was a backswing and a downswing. The last 2 days felt like it was just one fluid motion, which is nice.
Think he's just
Um,
trying to exaggerate it on Monday.
no, I don't. I think I just think that it was a little more of what we saw last week, and yeah, I just think it's a little more sped up now. I think he was almost like getting the top and like slow motioning the movement inside before bringing it down, which
Interesting.
like that's what he did all week last week, and I didn't like that at all. Um, so yeah, I think that's fine. The good thing is I think the strength of his game right now is the mid irons, like the 9-8 pitching wedge, which is good for this course because, I don't think his wedges are very sharp, and that's okay because you're really not going to have too many wedges here. It's going to be a lot of pitching wedges and 9 irons. So that's fine. Long irons still are a little bit troublesome, but I mean, I feel like he'd be so much better off on just long irons being like, I need to eliminate this miss. Because I feel like he misses in the worst spot every time he has a long iron in his hand. And that would save him like 4 shots a tournament if he just eliminated
Well
It
the
said.
feels like
horrible miss with every yardage book, every hole should have a big X in one of the 4 corners. And that just should be taken out of play with the long irons.
I feel
Um,
like yeah, it's well
Because
said,
like
Bob.
because like on one today, like that it's not a long iron, but like he missed back left, long left of the green. Like where else on that hole is it a hard up and down? Like there it's not. Like he now he's a side hill downhill live from the rough trying to get up and down. Or you funnel into a easy fairway chip anywhere else. So like
The
that's
thing
kind of
with
what I've noticed. Just a lot of two putts. They didn't make anything, but like that's fine. I thought the putter
That's
looked a
nothing
little.
new anyway.
I thought the putter looked a little bit better yesterday. Um. So yeah,
If I may, if I may add, I think with the long irons, I think I get I he's one of the guys on tour that wants to shape it both ways. Not everyone's like that. You got guys that you have the Rom who's on live now. He's the patent cut. That's like all he does. I think Spieth needs to just simplify it. We know his long irons are the worst. Some of the worst clubs in the bag, the hybrid. Why don't you just focus with those clubs on just trying to hit it one way, get it working one way? And your wedges, your bread and butter. You want to work both, those both ways. I get it. But if you're struggling with your long iron play, how about you worry on just shaping it one way instead of worrying about getting complex? Because if you can't, I mean, it's just sometimes I think he needs to simplify the game. That's kind of why I think he's struggled to sometimes get back to the peak days of 17, even 21, but really 15 through. He just is he overcomplicates things a lot. I think he would do better if he just simplified it.
you think there's too much of a focus on the process of getting to a swing that creates results versus just creating results that leads to
Because I
a
mean,
more complete process.
we know he says the same damn thing in January every
Yeah.
single year. Like
Well, and then he
when is
says it
he
in
ever like
August.
I'm
Yeah.
there? Like he's like
No,
I'm never there. It's
he's
which is
never
the most
there.
frustrating thing.
And so, yeah, I think to your point, it's like forget about being there. How about you just go play? Like, imagine, I'm sure he could still kick butt if he just hit cuts the whole time. Like that there's that kind of talent in the bag, I think. Um, but I think there's this like idea of needing everything for Augusta or Quail Hollow, right?
I don't disagree
Um,
with you.
so I think I mean, and we can make sense of why he thinks that way. But it's
I don't
like you said,
hate.
it would be nice to have like T8s coming because hey, here's a 4 iron. We know this thing's gonna bleed 5 yards right. It's not going left. It might bleed 15 yards right, but it's not gonna, we'll start it out over the water on the left, and we know it's not going in the water on the left. So we can
Yeah,
play from there.
Yeah, I agree. I think that like I don't mind like good golfers move the ball both ways and can do that, but like let's just like let's get one way that's comfortable and you can trust when you need it. Like I feel like that's kind of where what I want to see. And he did do a lot of work on the range. He was testing a lot of driver heads, which was interesting. not fiddling much with the irons. It seemed like he was actually pretty confident with his irons, which is nice. Didn't really
He
seem
should be
chip.
after Sunday. After
Yeah.
Sunday, he should be.
Yeah, he hit him well. I mean, there's a lot of wedges, but still,
I mean, I'll be honest, based on what I've seen this week, I could see this week going anywhere. Like, I really just don't know.
interesting.
I like
So
if he makes putts tomorrow, I could see a really good round. But I wouldn't expect him to shoot 6 under by throwing darts all day. Like I think you need to make a few putts to do that.
yeah,
Um,
What
but like
putter will
that's
be out there, Bob?
it'll be the 0009 pretty confidently, I'd say.
We
He
got a
not
little
tested
even not
tested
even
four
sure.
putters this week,
sip,
all in
but
blades. One of them was a newer '09. Today was the TP. Yesterday he also was looking at like I don't even know what brand it was, but it was different. But I don't really think he liked that very much. But
yeah, I didn't know until today that he couldn't. I mean, that he could play something different than a Scotty Cameron
I
because he's
mean,
Titleist rep. But I mean, Scotty's with Titleist, but I guess he's not contractually obligated to play a Scotty Cameron, which is interesting.
like, what are you gonna do? Like, it's Jordan Spieth
I
can't.
just didn't. Yeah, I know, but he can't like show up with title or like a TaylorMade
Yeah, I mean, there are
driver or
some
anything like
players
that.
that do that. Like, have like I who's it? Is it Brooks that still uses the TaylorMade driver, even though he's like, yeah, I'm not using the Srixon driver, no chance. And
Yeah, but
and
you're comparing Brooks Koepka to Jordan Spieth on the
Point though,
alpha
I don't know.
male
I mean,
scale.
this could have been it could have been a different contract and be Brooks out of this contract. I could pick whatever the heck I want.
yes, you're
Yeah,
right. And
I mean, I'm interested to see. I mean, it's gonna be the trusty, what is it, 009 or whatever. Like the
Rusty.
book's not even taking money on that anymore. But I I mean, who knows? There were two net positive days with the putter last week. Can we make it three? Can we make it four this week? Right? That's kind of the
Stack them.
test. Because I don't think he'll ever make the change unless it's like horrible for 4 days this week.
Did he use the mallet in a round last year? One of them.
No,
Yeah, I thought he did. Like one of like a meaningless Sunday round that he was like T8.
no, I think we couldn't watch and somebody thought he was.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And it was like,
Yeah.
I think for the first like 7 holes, we thought he was, and he was like
And
three
like he was
under.
making putts too.
Yeah, he was making putts. He was like three under. And then I think that he got to some featured hole, and we were watching, and it's like, wait a minute, that's the same frickin' putter.
Yeah.
Um, which is
Yeah.
was one of the good. I think that was at Southwind.
Yeah. Good news. Good news is I like there are plenty of different paths to a good round. I see. Tomorrow. I don't want to get into the week because it's just too complicated. Like at the end of the day, like I could see this week going a million different ways. I just think that in terms of a round, the good news is I think he has multiple different paths. I think he could drive his way to a 4 under round. I think he could putt his way, probably the least likely, but putt his way to a good round.
Could putt his way to a
I think he
four
could
over
iron his
round.
way to a good round. I think this is one of the harder courses on tour. It's not a very tough competition of courses to compete against, but winners usually around 16, 18 under. It usually never gets to the 20s unless Chuck Hoffman is blitzing around the property.
Going full thrust.
You can't rule that out this year.
You absolutely cannot. But like, listen, if he birdies every par five and every par five he doesn't birdie, he makes it up with a birdie somewhere else. That's 12 under. And that's a top 10 probably, if not top 15. So like I think that's very doable. I think he is in control of his golf ball off the tee, which is nice. He's not missing big. You can hit it anywhere here. It's wide open. As long as you keep it out of the house, you can hit it anywhere. Unless
And
you
the
get
cacti, and the cacti.
unless you get bone in the cactus, the desert is so wide open and manicured. You literally have to be behind a cactus, which wouldn't happen to Scott, but probably could to Speed.
Yes.
But
Easily could
uh,
happen to speed.
you really, but like you really, I'm not too worried about that. Like I think I think he's missing fairways by little margins right now, which is good. I think that's a really good thing. Problem is, I feel like he's hitting into I feel like I've seen him hit it into a lot of fairway bunkers, like right off the fairway, which is not ideal. Um,
Yeah.
but
So we were all at Pinehurst and we saw the display the first few days hitting the ball and it translated really well. If that was a 10 on the hitting the ball scale, where do you think it's at now? That you've seen? Because it was great at Pinehurst.
pretty damn good. Yeah, he didn't make anything.
Well, yeah, he couldn't score, but like really he flushed it that week, except for Saturday, I think.
What do you put it? What do you like rating Sunday?
Sunday at Pinehurst.
No, at Bevel
Oh,
comparatively to that 10
Comparing to what?
it's a
to the 10
Pinehurst.
opponents. So then, where does
I
it
mean,
fall on your scale?
I just
ironing it, rilling it well at Pinehurst is more impressive than ironing it well at Pebble.
I'm just asking,
no,
like
I guess
still
from
asking
my
me to compare.
perspective, that's the only, to be fair, the only tournament I've ever been to. But to me, it was pretty obvious that he's hitting the ball really
I
well.
think he's hitting it on that scale. It's probably a 7. He's
Okay.
just not as sharp.
Hey, I'll take that.
Um, I do think there is a big miss still in the bag though
Hmm. Nice.
The what?
with the irons.
Oh,
Mr.
okay.
Hybrid, probably.
That's fine. I mean,
Specifically, like long left scares me. Um,
It's great
that's
for,
doable, Bob.
well, it's the worst miss, sure.
Well, yeah, but if you're hitting it to 15 to 20 feet, which is what you've been saying, and you're playing the par fives well, you got tapping birdies there, hypothetically, you could get around this place.
Correct. Which is exactly why I think he could play well.
Yeah, why not?
I don't think Jordan Spieth
What do we
played.
have to lose?
I don't think.
What do
Where can we
his
go from?
card.
Yes, well said, Dan. Well said. I don't think that.
there there is a cut next week, right?
What do you mean?
At the
Yes.
Genesis. Yeah,
Yes.
it's one of those embarrassing cuts where if you
It's
don't
a
make it,
featured, it's a signature event in honor of Mr. Eldrick Woods.
it's isn't it like
It's
I'm
Woods,
just thinking here
Palmer, and
because
Nicholas have cuts.
hypothetically he could play only 4 rounds the next 2 weeks.
Yes.
So I think the bear. I remember. I think we were talking. I think the goal for this week at the minimum should just be to make the cut because he was T69 last week, and I
It's
get there's an
yeah.
as you said, Bob. You could expect anything. So I think at the minimum, get
Oh,
four
he
rounds in.
It's a big
absolutely can
week.
make out this week.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I think if he made the cut, and the thing is, I think he could.
I
Golly, he's
mean,
coming off a T69 where he finished a million
listen,
back, but like
I did just tell you what he did. Like he played fairly well, and it was a 4 over 9.
far over.
So, like
That's
bogey on 1, double on 3, and then
7 or
And
8.
he hit
bogey
three
on
wood
8
out of the
and a
bunker on three,
generous
right?
par on
A generous par.
Generous par.
it was
It was a
front
picked up
fringe.
12
He putted
footer.
it to 7 feet, and there are no bogeys on Wednesdays.
Picked it up. But he hit three wood out of the bunker on three, right?
Yeah,
NBOW.
Is that something he's doing in tournament play?
yeah,
Maybe.
yeah. It was definitely, it was like 220. 220, 230 out of the bunker. He
That could have
was,
been Mr. Hybrid then. Was it 3 wood?
I
it
think in
was.
the photo you
It
sent, it
must
might
have
have
been
been
longer than that.
hybrid.
I don't think it wasn't hybrid. It was too big of a metal. I really do think he's doing that on tournament. I mean, he was well back in the bunker, so it probably was longer. That the front of that bush, so it was probably more like 250.
How many how
I
many
see
how many
in the
woods has he hit out of a bunker since the
Maybe
surgery?
Spieth should experiment with the 8-9 wood
I
strategy.
was I was telling
Like
Jordan
the
he should
older
just get a
hats.
5 wood and get rid of hybrid 3. What has hybrid 3 done for his career?
Um, I mean, he did bump it around Birkdale, I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure he used that club at
I thought
Birkdale.
that was iron 3.
I think he
iron,
did.
the iron three always comes over the
Iron
pond.
3 just has a locker over the pond.
Yeah, it stays put there.
Hey.
It's sitting at Portrush right now in the locker room, just awaiting his arrival.
Yeah.
I am, in fairness to speak though, he made double on three. He could easily make birdie on three tomorrow. That's a 3-shot swing.
He
Yeah,
got a 1/9.
you really just don't know with practice rounds, though, man. Like,
You
Yeah.
don't. No, you don't.
I think to your point, sorry, I don't do you I didn't mean to cut you off, Jordan.
Well, I was telling one of our chat members earlier. I remember the BMW in Delaware a couple of years ago, and he was very meh at the pro am, and he was, I think, the 36 hole leader. So
Yeah.
yeah, the pro am
Yep.
is tough because his. I mean, we crap on his golf course, um, how he works his way around a course, and I mean during a pro am, it's got to be even worse. So
I'll be honest,
Yeah.
I do not understand how those guys do it. I understand they probably are contractually obligated to, but
pro
it
am.
just looks so unbearable for them. Yeah.
If you look at the tee sheet today, Spieth is a sponsor's choice today, I believe.
Well,
He's going to have a
Proud.
whole lot of like extracurriculars he's going to have to participate in because he's a
so I was
sponsor and
so
It's a
like
great resume builder.
the interview room was talking about today when we were talking to Cap'n, the Corn Ferry guy. He had an interview. I'm pretty sure it's his first start with Status. Apparently, or I don't even know. Maybe he doesn't have exemption until next year. But they were talking about sponsored exemption, so this is a sponsored exemption for him actually. So I don't know um what how he got in, but I know that he won a Corn Ferry Tour event recently. But he was talking about how they have to write a letter for sponsors exemptions. I wonder if Spieth has been writing letters to all these signature events.
I'm sure somebody in the Spieth camp
yeah, he was getting paid to
uses the
do
chat
that.
GPT. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I
Spieth
That's
didn't
crazy
graduate
though.
college.
That's
he's
Let's
funny.
just
late at night at his desk, handwriting letters to
Yes.
T Woods,
The moon reflecting off
begging
the
for a spot in
off
the field.
the moon reflecting off Sea Jug, providing the light
Yeah.
for the paper.
I'll,
Man.
though there was a different. This is what has me really giddy this week. There is just a
uh,
different pep in the step from Greller than there was at Travelers.
Greller always knows. He
could it be the
always
hotter temperatures,
knows
Bob? Could it be
that
the
his
I
hot
shoes.
just think
temperatures?
Greller at Pinehurst was hotter than here, more unbearable than here. Pinehurst was 85 and humid. This was 80 today and dry.
I
Pinehurst
remember
was in
having a
the 90s.
sunscreen dispute at Pinehurst. Yeah, I
Pinehurst
remember
was.
that.
Yes.
I did get burned pretty bad today.
Yeah,
Did
you
we ever
look a
tell the
little
sunscreen
pink.
story from Pinehurst and how I had my sunscreen confiscated while Bob snuck his in?
Yeah. Yes, I did. I did let you borrow it plenty of times, just
You
whatever you
did, you did. It was necessary.
Yes, it was needed.
But there just seems he's just like, like when he'd come up to me at the Travelers, he'd appreciate me for being there, but he just had some pout on it. I'm sure he just knew what the injury was doing to his game, and I just think he knew that there was a ceiling every week, and that they were just trying. It was just a means to an end to get to the end of the season. And now there is something out of Greller that looks excited.
This is
And
huge news. I think you have to tweet this when we're done. Like the most important part of what you've seen so far is that M. Greller's got a pep in his step.
yeah, like Greller is smiling on the course.
Oh, wow.
That's
It
That's
something.
a
could be a
big step
killing
forward after
thrust this
staring off the
week.
cliff last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was I was wondering like
That's like the epitome of
how you
speech, though.
send someone into that state. Um, but honestly, I don't know. I don't. So, I
That's
mean, 79,
awesome.
79. Maybe it was just PTSD from the last few seasons, but no, he's looked great. He's been making the people on the range do his dirty work. It's fantastic. He's been very good to the kids. He had one of the first T kids caddy for Jordan on one of the holes.
No.
Nice.
Mr. Greller
Gave
got a
him the
whole lot.
bag.
Yes.
Oh,
Bag
it's a heavy bag,
was
probably,
double
too.
his
Heavy
size.
bag.
Double
Yeah,
his size.
Those
that's
staff bags are like
hilarious.
60 pounds with like the
Yeah, and
clubs in them, I'm
you
pretty sure.
know
They
Spieth
are
has
hefty.
like 15 pounds worth of alignment sticks in there or some crap. Like it's
Well, I
that
mean,
bag
he
has
had
got to be
four putters in
ridiculous.
there on the way to the range today. So
Yeah. I mean, come on.
he's got
That's
he's
alpha from Greller though. That's awesome.
it doesn't look like it poses much of a problem, the Growler. But yeah, no, I think that's exciting. I think that it's I don't know, man. I mean,
I mean,
we
it
we
could,
we live and die by every round. Like it's life or death. And, like I don't know. I wish I could just skip forward 3 weeks and not watch golf, like not watch him play for 3 weeks and just see what happened. Look at the stats. No, I wish I could just watch like 12 rounds back to back to back to back to back to back.
yeah.
Putting
Um,
yourself through hell there.
Yeah, that'd be a lot.
but
Dude,
because like,
I just
listen,
can't
we
even.
were we were we were about ready to call the career done after the 79, and then he shot
Yeah.
67.
Dan
Well,
texted me because I don't think Dan watched the round. It is hard to shoot 79 at Pebble. Like you gotta try
Yeah,
to shoot 79 at that golf course.
it's pretty impressive. I mean, he left 5 shots out there with the flat stick.
yeah,
I mean,
it was
that's,
pretty.
and so what I'll say too is, about like watching, man, like I just can't watch anymore on Thursdays and Fridays, and it's brutal. So
You're in employed mode.
You're getting old, man.
appreciate, you know, Cornwell and the ESPN Plus crew tomorrow for me because I won't be seeing them much this year. So, but
This is
yeah, it's
sad,
cool.
man.
It's good. Yeah, it is sad. Um, maybe one day. This will be my motivation to start my own business so I can work on my own hours and
Yeah.
watch Spieth in my free time like a child that I am. But that's okay.
It might be the
Um,
last year of it if Speed doesn't retain his card.
true.
So
Well, I would watch on the Corn Ferry Tour.
yeah, there ain't no featured groups on the Corn Ferry Tour.
I'd make it happen. ESPN 2 plus.
We, I,
ESPN plus
we
plus.
all deep down know that we would be following.
We would be following on the shot one from T Box
Yes.
No
as he's
shot link
as
out
he's
there.
as he's T46 in the Colorado Open. Like
But no,
the
Greller has a pep in
chills.
his step. We're
The
not going there.
No, it's gonna be a T11 this week with Greller the Greller attitude this week. That's awesome.
Get back to Bob saying every round matters. It does because like every
This
tournament
week's
freaking
huge.
counts. Like the tune up crap that he does is just complete BS. Like you get a certain amount. Like how many tournaments are we away from Augusta? Like
Well,
4 or 5?
no,
It's
I
not
mean
that many.
to your point, like if it's only 2 rounds this week, it's very possible it's only 2 rounds next week. And then we've played a total of 8 rounds and we're at the Valspar and the
Which
players the week
which is
after.
why I will say this completely. I think remember how I said it was really important that he make the cut and get some finish on the board this week. After seeing the way that everything's gone with trying new things, it's that much more important. Like it really, like because I think there's a lot of good stuff there.
The
that
work's been put in. You got to see a result. Yeah, yeah.
I'll be very honest. Like I don't think we've seen him this eager to work, let alone.
Mm,
No,
that's
It
nice to
I
hear.
agree.
seems like he is truly trying to do whatever he can to get better. And it would just be so demoralizing to see three missed cuts in a row when there's a lot of good there.
It was a
Um,
T69 last week, actually.
what?
It was a T69 last week, actually.
Well, apologies.
That's
But
like five. That's five FedEx Cup points to you.
I,
The
yeah,
5 is greater than 0.
yeah, I'd love for him to play
So,
well tomorrow so that I can hear what he says to the media.
yeah, that'd be
That is
nice. I mean,
also
he
well
needs to.
said.
The thing is, like he said at Pebble, like he wants to contend at least once before Augusta. He goes out and shoot like 72 tomorrow. That's another tournament that he's probably not going to contend in. So like you got to get off to a good start. And as one of my Instagram followers said, it'd be nice to break 70 for the first time this year. So that'd be a nice, I think, goal tomorrow
He broke
as long as he
70
can
at
close it.
Pebble.
Yeah, it's actually funny that you mentioned that because he did, and that follower said that. So I'm gonna have to reply to that follower if that follower is tuned in. I
Yeah,
guess maybe he meant break 70 in a meaningful round.
He also broke 80 at Pebble.
Where
that's
Very
he
lucky.
fair.
did break any of them.
That is
So,
very fair from said follower.
yeah. Somebody in the chat asked how many putts inside of 5 feet has he missed it so far in practice.
Ooh, Bob's
And
got a good report on that.
not even being there, I can tell you that they were picked up on the course and probably very few because he hit
But
straight 5 footers all day.
Bob
Oh,
mentioned something
he
inside of
hasn't.
seven
Yeah,
feet.
no, I have not seen him miss a putt inside of 5 feet in 3 days.
Heck yeah.
Nice.
There have not been many putts taken inside of 5 feet in 3 days, though. So
But he looking on the
He's
he
three for
looking on the
three.
putting green, right?
stroke looked good, I will say. It looked much better with the new with the it looked much better with the other putter. And I think the one that I liked the most was actually the new 009. But it was a longer shaft.
Hmm.
Huh.
I by at least like an
So
inch.
you're saying length
Unless my
matters.
mind was really playing with me, it looked longer. It looked like he didn't bend over as much. It looked like his hands weren't it just looked
More comfortable.
yeah. I think it looked more
Longer shafts provide more comfort.
yes. Well
And
said.
more stability by the sound of it.
Yeah, I think yeah, I think the best I've seen him look on the putting green has actually been with that new model of the shaft was definitely different. I think it was longer. I
Did he,
think
what kind of grip did he have on that shaft?
um same
Super stroke. It's a good question. It's a good question.
it is and it's completely legitimate question. Um it looked it's the same like super it's still super stroke. It looked a little bit bigger, but it might just because it was brand new.
So it could have been a jumbo shaft.
I
So
know it wasn't a jumbo. It would have
Hmm.
been like I think he uses what does he use? So
Probably
Wasn't it
1.
called
1.5.
like a flatso or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. It
One of the
was still
things.
that.
Yeah.
It just looked a little fatter, but I think it's just because it was new. Like his grip on his old ancient 009 is so worn down. Like I
Speaks for
promise you
itself.
that grip was used at Pinehurst. Promise you.
I think he gets one like once a year.
Yeah. I mean, which I don't blame him for because I also use Super Strokes and I hate putting a new grip on. Like that makes it worse for me.
Yeah.
But when it gets
Yep,
too worn
you do
down,
it yourself. You probably get someone to do it for him.
well, I also like I don't put it on myself. I pay the PJ Superstore to do it. But
That's what an alpha would do. I like
yeah,
alpha would.
I'm not putting on my grip.
You
I
don't
feel like I
regrip
do
your
it well.
shaft?
What?
You don't regrip your shaft?
Oh, then we are off.
You have another man grip your shaft for you? I mean,
These are the facts. These are
it's
the
fair
It's funny
enough.
because
I
facts.
this
mean,
entire
we've
conversation
seen.
started with just like completely legitimate questions about the grip and the shaft, and it
They're
I
ended
so,
with
did.
we
they're
just cannot
so
contain ourselves. We were just too immature for that.
Yeah. I
But
mean,
that's okay.
yeah. Still left hand low.
Still the same old, same old, same old.
That's good.
Um,
I saw on Tuesday he was wearing a nice red shirt, and I know this is a interesting change of topic, but I appreciated the red shirt. I would like to see some color this week.
I have a question for you guys.
heck
The
yeah.
shot at glory today, um, is was the celebrity hole-in-one contest. Closest to the pin wins like money to charity. And the winner it was actually unbelievable. It was 50 celebrities took a shot from 140 yards, and the winner was 21 feet. Um,
Wow.
Wow.
but
Where was the
so
pin?
the question is, first he shot on 16. Does Spieth win the shot at glory, or does he not win the shot
Hmm.
to a back left pin?
No, he's outside of 21 feet.
I'm gonna say he
That
wins.
pin's hard. They don't go at that pin typically, do they?
I think it depends on the number.
I
Like
think
if
they
it's
usually
a
hit it
good,
middle of the green and two putt.
yeah, but if it's a good number, you can kind of draw one back there a little bit.
Yeah.
It's my take.
16 is such an underrated. I know it's got like the stadium.
It's a
It's
good
a
hole.
hard hole.
It's a good
Like
hole.
unless you get that
It's
front left
it's
pin.
it's such a hard green.
Yeah.
It's a really tough green. It's like a Piners green. Like the green is half the size of what you actually can keep it to stay on. Like
Yeah,
it's a
and
turtle.
they never figure out the wind in there typically.
Yeah. It's
Like it's
and
an
let me tell you,
actual good hole.
this is my second year doing it, and that hole just continues to amaze me how cool and hard you can make a par three that straightforward in front of you.
Yeah.
Um, like it's pretty insane. Like
It's less gimmicky than 17 at Sawgrass, in my opinion. Like I know it's got the stadium, but 17 at Sawgrass, they firmed the F up out of that back portion of the green, and people one
Mhm.
hop
good
over the
good golf shots
edge.
are rewarded on the 16th at Waste Management
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it's tough to the way they put those pens, it's tough. But yeah, no, it was I couldn't believe that
How,
21 was closest. And it
how
was the first shot. It was Grant Horvat's shot. It was the first one.
Oh, really? How's
Makes
the
sense.
course playing? Firm?
Firm. It's gonna be tough this week. I think 16 wins.
Okay. We like
Nice.
to hear that. I know
Four
the weather's
67s in a championship. Champion.
yeah, I know the weather looks good. So
A lot.
that's good.
Yeah, no, yeah, I think it's gonna be a good week. I think it's gonna be really good.
Any anticipation of delay tomorrow morning? That was kind of, rumbling around the grounds this
I
afternoon,
don't know.
potentially.
It's like 10 degrees warmer than I expected it to be. Um,
I see
because last week I
47
was looking, it was
degrees
like
at 8 a.m.
75, and now it's like 85 high. So that means that no, it's 79,
Yeah. So if Jordan said
40,
47,
44 degrees first tea time.
that's
Yeah, I see 60 degrees when Spieth's teeing off tomorrow.
Should be fine. First tee time 44 is fine. It gets warm so quickly though. Like,
yeah.
I mean, we got there this morning when it was pitch black and it was freezing and it was like you were sweating in an hour.
Okay, that's good.
The sun is just so heavy.
I think one of the things that I just absolutely, I mean, it's like probably the only bad thing about this tournament, in my opinion, is the frost delays that are just every single year. Um, and especially the last 2 years, I think it was just so cold that there was fog too, and it was like, oh, there's a 2 hour delay. You've got, guys are playing 45 holes in 3 days, and it's like, bro, like, what are we doing here? And then you just get Chuck Hoffman to thrust on a 27 hole Sunday. But um Somebody asked if you've seen anything with the wrist, any tape, any shaking it, any.
Nope.
That's good.
Hit a lot of bunker shots this week as well. So
That's good. That's also good. Any noticeable, because I know you've seen him play a couple times last year, right? Um, any
yeah, I saw him 3 times last year.
any like differences in some of that? Like when you think back on it, are you like, oh yeah, I remember seeing him kind of grab it or hold it or shake it or whatever.
What do you
Whereas
mean?
now it looks more like you feel like there's not even a gesture to it or anything.
I think I no, not that I can think of.
Okay.
I don't really remember him fidgeting the wrist at Pinehurst either. I just think it was an issue that was
Yeah.
just like
No.
there.
Yeah, it's
Um,
At Troon, it was an issue as
I
we.
based on what I've seen and
well,
how
didn't it pop out at
confident he's
Churn?
been in the bunkers, I think it's going to be a long career on cold days. I think it is. I think that that's probably the explanation. I think it's
Yeah.
just get very stiff, and when when you have tournaments like this where it's warm, I think he's going to be fine.
Yeah.
As long as he doesn't tear it again. So
Right.
I think that's good news. That's absolutely good news. But yeah, I think that maybe maybe we're just going to become Chuck Hoffman. We're gonna play well in warm weather,
It's a
and no
decent
I
one's
career to have.
no
First
it
one's
could
round
no
get way
lead
one's
at
worse
the
than that.
Masters.
listen. No one's turning down a first round lead at the Masters every
Yeah,
year.
I was gonna say I'd sign up for a 66 on
Oh,
April 10th.
absolutely.
Oof.
So yeah, that's really all I got in terms of my observations. But again, uh, I have been very busy. I have not got to watch him to the extent that I have in previous tournaments I've gone to, even though I've had pretty cool access. I still am doing other stuff throughout the week and can only get there when I have free time.
Yeah.
So tomorrow I'm free. I'm watching the round. I'm going home. But Friday might be a little tougher.
Have
Uh,
you anybody kind of stuck out from what you've seen this week as we kind of transition into the triple double plays?
players,
Yeah, just who, have you seen that you're like, oh, they look good? Or
I yeah, I think Tom Kim's gonna have a really good week.
okay.
I think Tom Kim's just based on what I saw last week too. Like he just kind of hung around there, hitting the ball really, really, really well. I think Tom Kim's going to go on a bit of a mini tear before the Masters.
Nice.
I think he's going to rack
Be
off a
unfortunate, but
top ends. Um, he got booed at 16 today, but
Good.
um,
I was booing too.
it's the greens. Um,
I was looking at the pro am uh standings. Do you know who had the lowest nine, Bob?
I saw that someone shot a ridiculous number.
24. I mean, I don't know how much
Whoa.
of that was the am and how much of that was the pro, but
Oh, it had to be the M because they can get up to 2 shots a hole.
yeah, I figured. But Sung Jae In,
But I
24.
did find it pretty funny that let's just say the Damon 9 carried speed score.
Yeah, Bob said Spieth shot like four. He got credited for a 31 on his side, so I assume the amateurs are doing quite a bit of work in the Spieth group.
Did they really give him a 31? The score had him at one.
Yes, 31-29 for a 60.
I mean,
31's pretty poor
Much better
though.
than
the back's more scoreable though.
I
He shot
wonder. I
24 on
wonder
the
if
firm.
Steve cheats during pro-ams and doesn't have the AMs make these either.
31's not even that good. The worst score shot was 33 by Tom No Bogey Hoagie
Oh,
and Patrick Rogers.
jeez. What a
I
duo
did
that
get
is.
asked by someone this week. I thought this was pretty funny. If I would boo Spieth if he missed the green on 16.
It's a fair
It's
question. I mean, he's
inside the
definitely not
ropes,
going four
right?
for
Absolutely fair.
four.
Absolutely a fair question.
Inside the
Um,
ropes. That'd be hilarious.
I think He will not miss the green tomorrow, though. I do.
He'll miss it one day this week at
He'll
least.
he'll
Oh, for
he'll be
sure.
on 16 at a reasonable hour without a huge crowd, not much pressure. He should hit the center of the green and move on. That's what I'd hope.
He's made
Um,
some feeble bogeys at 16 over the years.
Yes, that front left pin is just
that front left pin is just bunker guaranteed.
it's a
Just
spinning
spin
into
it
the
back
bunker,
into the bunker.
and it's at
But
best 8 feet for par.
that bunker's tough. That bunker's
No,
tough.
that's what I'm saying. That hole is awesome. Like that
Yeah.
that
It really
location
is.
specifically is really cool.
Yeah. Um, so yeah, I mean, got a lot of we asked everyone that we get an interview with who their least favorite sports team was. Got a lot of really cool answers.
Yeah, I saw
And you know,
Grant's answer. Thought that was
Yeah.
funny.
Patriots
I,
was Mr. Fitzpatrick's after he handed me Bill. That was
Yeah, and
fantastic.
then he gave you
Yeah.
a Benjamin.
Yes, he was. Well, I'm not going to say why he hated the Patriots because we don't need to discuss that. But we got a bunch of Cowboys, which I thought was really funny. Um,
did you ask Phelps? Or is he? I think you said he was off limits because he's the
yeah,
man.
we did not ask Phelps. He's a lot of man. He's a big man as well. Not in certain ways. He's just very tall and he's
Yeah.
ridiculously long.
I I got up close and personal with him at the BMW when I was in Baltimore a few years ago.
That group was pretty ridiculous. That pro-am group of Phelps and Horvat and Thomas.
Of course, Thomas gets Phelps.
Did you see Thomas's interview today?
No,
It was
I know. I saw it
crashed.
was with
It was crashed by Mr. McGavin.
I did see that. Yeah,
He came in and just started talking to Thomas.
I mean, McGavin's got just as big a chance to win this week as Thomas. I see no problem with that.
McGavin, golden jacket, Thomas, golden boy of the tour. Very similar. I saw that Thomas was second favorite, and I was shocked. I just can't believe that.
Yeah, he hasn't won since 22.
Yeah, but he is Justin Thomas, so
He hasn't won since the PGA. Wow,
It's crazy.
really,
Yeah,
that was an undeserved win.
and
Yeah,
he shouldn't
yeah.
have won then. Mr. Mito said me Hazel Rocket.
He did say that.
All right. We gotta keep this train on the tracks here.
Do we get into the go get that
we
triple
do.
double
We do.
selections?
We
I mean,
do.
standings I think are still the same. Dan's up
Oh.
550K ish on me. I'm up what 650K on Elise, and then Bob is the absolute caboose. Hasn't reached a million, but I mean, he hits one winner in a signature event, and he's leading
Yeah,
everyone. So
and he's off to a good start with Bob. I'll let you announce your three, but this is a high quality three right here.
I'll be honest. I'm very confident in my buy stare pick because obviously I'm not wasting a pick because he's not going to play again. He's like I was talking to someone who I know who like does like talks to the team he's always played this course very well and he's just like he's got the ball striking to like show up to a tour event and just like T30 like pretty comfortably. So the field's not too strong, so I really don't feel like I'm wasting a pick here because like who am I going to take? I could take someone who could just as easily miss the cut, and I'm not wasting a pick. So yeah, screw it. I'm already the caboose. Can't nowhere to go but down. And so yeah, I'm gonna take Mr. Bias there. I think he could I think he absolutely could top 10 this week based on the way I was watching him at the ball. Um I think he made birdie on his first few
Is he
holes.
like a ball striker? Is
Yeah,
that like
yeah.
his?
He's ridiculous.
He's a Spaniard, so I bet he's got a short game too.
Yeah, the comparison that I've always been told the last few years is Clanton. So
Hmm.
um
It's a
Interesting.
good comp to have.
Future Ryder Cup opponents,
yes,
probably.
that's not once again not good news for the Americans. But yeah, I'm not upset with that pick. I'm taking Tom Kim as well. And who did I put for my third one?
Mr. Green Gloves,
Uh,
Mr.
Yes,
WM himself.
Hoffman. Yes. He's just not gonna miss the cut. Like he's not gonna miss the cut. He's not going to. I thought very, very hard about taking Scotty, and I was just like, I can't do it with this low purse.
Not the work to do it.
But Scotty could make this event very uninteresting on Sunday.
Yeah. Or not.
Pretty easily, I think. Because like who else? I think really the only person that is playing well enough right now to go toe to toe with his A minus B plus game is Hideki, like at the top of the board. Like I don't think Thomas can do that. Like Tom Kim, I did say I think he'll play really well. Um,
He went toe to
but
toe at
Tom,
Travelers.
yeah.
So
So maybe Tom Kim, but I just think Scotty's B plus game is good enough this week, to be honest. It's
yeah,
gonna play hard. So it's not like he's gonna have to make a ridiculous amount of birdies. And
he'll get to 15 and he'll be right there for sure.
yeah, like yeah, I could not be more confident he gets to 15 for the week, and I think that probably gets it done. So yeah, picks are a little bit unorthodox. It is quite the roster of three. But
Yeah.
you know, when I win the most money this week, it's gonna look I'm gonna be the one that looks smart. So yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm also going Tom Kim, and I see Elisa's as well. So we've got a trio of Tom Kims. He's just playing well, and this is a course that could fit him, should fit him. And he's done this before in his career where if he's playing well, it translates everywhere pretty much. So um, don't want to miss out on him. Going Siwoo Kim as well. I've got a pair of Kims. Um, who knows with Siwoo? He could be 6 over through 8, or he could be, you know,
Exactly.
T11.
Exactly. And guess what? I don't think bias there can be 6 over 3. So
Yeah, but I think Siwoo, I feel good that he's kind of due for to pop. Um, and then I'm rolling Nick Taylor because why not let it fly? He his last two starts here are second and a win. Like he just plays well here.
with not much good play around both of those. So he really doesn't need good play coming in
Yeah,
to
and
play well. And
he's
he's already won.
playing pretty well. Like
I
I
don't
think
think that
this
pick at
is
all.
like I when else am I going to use Nick Taylor this year? You
Yeah.
know,
The more
uh,
I'm saying it out loud, I'm realizing how biased the biased their pick is, but I still think it's fantastic. I mean, at the end of the day, it, like the Sun Devils might have the best athletic program in the country right now. So, I mean, I don't see how I mean, number 6 in hockey, Big 12 champions robbed by the refs in football. Um, we're being held back by our coach in basketball. It's just a lot of
mm,
talent from the ASU side. So
yes,
I think bias there makes us proud this week.
yeah,
Have to argue with
that's
any of
hey,
that.
well said. Um, those are my three. Elisa's Siwoo as well, and then Thigala. Um,
At least super high. on Tigala this week.
He's had a tough year,
I
but it'd
know.
be
I don't.
he's kind of fun to watch in contention. So
I know he plays well here. I'm just like, this isn't
he
really the
hasn't
course
hit it well this
to
year.
figure it out.
He has not been good tee to green.
This isn't really the
So
course that you figure it out.
yeah,
Like these
that's
greens are very tricky in terms of a ball striking perspective. Like they're very tricky to put them in the right spot from the fairway.
yeah,
Like you have to be in control of your golf ball to play well here. Um, but yeah,
that's well said.
Jordan.
We'll set the table for you, Jordan, hottest man on the contest.
Very kind of you, Dan. Um, I am going Sam Burns. Um, that was like my surefire pick was Sam Burns. I think he's been playing really well as of late. Um, I'm going Sam Burns. The other two are complete wild cards. I'm going Horschel, Billy,
Billy Ho.
William Ho.
Are you whispering for Ace
William
series?
Ho.
I'm giving a little bit of ASMR podcasting. Um, Horschel played well last week, so and the ball striking's been ascending. So Billy Horschel, and then I'm going uh, Country Club U.S. Open champion Matt Fitzpatrick. Um, I
He's
don't
played well at
love using him
Phoenix.
here because I think he's going to play better later in the year, but I like the course fit. He's played pretty well here. He's never finished outside the top 30, two top 15s. So played well
It's
here.
unstable. Nice.
Yeah, I know. But he's due to start playing a little bit better golf. And this is a tough week. I actually kind of like Bob's picks because there's not a lot of chalk.
Yeah, other than
So if you're
Scotty
gonna go
or
like a
Hideki.
little bit, yeah. Well, if you're gonna go a little bit, you know, not chalk, this is a good week to do it. So yeah, those are my three picks. I love the Sam Burns pick. I think he'll play really well. The other two, don't know what to expect, but Horschel's been trending up, so hopefully he'll carry that in to this week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
looking forward to it for sure.
Um, I will go live on my car ride home tomorrow because I'm exiting the premises immediately following the round. Because I would like to give my thoughts after seeing him in tournament play for the first time in a while. So I'll do that. Besides that, my voice is it's basically gotten everything out of it that it could today. And I think it's time for me to go take a shower and nap. But
Well said. And freeze, apparently. Um, but when he returns, I guess we'll probably be saying au revoir. Oh, there he is. And he's frozen again.
you
Anyway,
guys hear me?
uh,
Can you hear me?
yeah.
You can if you
What a
just want to say
finish.
goodbye.
What a finish to this
Are we back? We're
marathon.
gone.
We are back.
Okay. I don't know what you
And
heard, but
yeah, no, we didn't hear much, but that's okay. We're gonna hang it up and we'll see you all tomorrow on the 10th tee.
yes, yes, bright and early.
Yeah.
Right.
Good night.